It's Week 16 of the National Football League, and this one features Trevor Lawrence. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Panthers and the Packers, and it's coming up next.
Well, it is just the perfect time of year for a trip to the Carolinas, and that's where we find ourselves at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. It is Week 16 in the NFL, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Green Bay Packers taking on the Carolina Panthers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, we look at this Panther ball club as they enter play here. They've been flawless these last couple months, winners of 9 in a row.
And that's the kind of streak you don't see too often in today's NFL since there's so much parity. So the way they've played has been truly remarkable.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Packers, they come in playing some decent football, 5-3 in their last 8 games. Christmas Eve to all. What a good one we have in store as we are underway here in Week 16. Here comes Darius Slayton from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
I still remember back in 2013 when he was drafted out of West Virginia. He was coming off of back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons for the Mountaineers. Hadn't seen as much game time in recent years, but at one point, a capable starter in the NFL.
Into the hands of Cedric Tillman. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Moore, the man in motion. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and off the play action, he'll look to throw it. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Buda Baker, the safety, he gets in from the secondary for the sack. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. First carry for DeAndre Swift. He takes this for 3 to the 29. You look at this Carolina defense. They played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
We had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what was fun to me was hear him say, I like what we did, but we need more pressure on the quarterback this week. What he wouldn't tell us, though, is how he's going to create it. Is it going to be just a front 4? Is it going to be 3? Is he going to bring linebackers, secondary? This will be fun to check out.
So on 4th down, on is the punter Ryan Wright. Back deep, Naheem Hines. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Taken in at the 22. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And the Panthers will take over now 1st and 10. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a man who took that huge jump everyone had hoped for in year 2. One of the game's brightest young stars. And that's Trevor Lawrence.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, Accentuate the Positive, because that's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air, receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
The numbers for him from a week ago. A boatload of carries, 134 yards, and the score, too.
And a rushing title's definitely within sight, so the excitement on the offensive side of the football, I mean, they're bouncing off the walls wanting to get out there, but they also understand that they're going to face some really stacked defenses down the stretch because they don't want it to happen at their expense.
Holding offense. What's the deal, y'all?
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. Here's Hines. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up. Here's Lawrence to throw. Open man, that's Henry. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 23. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And it'll be Packer football here, first down and 10. The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
On first and 10, it's Swift. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now it's Smith. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. You look at this Carolina defense. It's quite a unit, that's for sure. Number 1 in the NFL against the Packs. And for all the routes to keep an eye on in this one, they've got to find a way to take away the crossing routes. Those are the ones that when a receiver catches it on the run, those can really hurt the defense. And now the third down throw incomplete as well. Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they have to give up the football again after this one. Football, and the Packers pick it up, and he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
I feel like you and I could be in our backyard with our dads right now. What did they always say when they were throwing us the ball? Look it all the way in. Make sure you secure it. That had the feeling of not happening there on that play, that he didn't have full control of the ball.
When that punt's coming in, I don't have a return punch, but I would imagine it's tough to monitor those guys coming full steam ahead at.
It really is. You try and get that peek to know where they are, about whether you should fair catch it or not. But sometimes you just have to have a sense, a feeling, and just have to make sure, number 1, though, you catch the ball and put it away.
And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Now Gino. And that is incomplete. Strong coverage by Carolina. And on we go to 4th down.
I think put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender. But you also have to give your own guy a chance, too.
And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Elijah Moore with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Packers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. It took a pretty big risk right there going for it on 4th down. But, hey, not only did they get the first down, forget about that, they got in the end zone.
Yeah, because normally you're just thinking, can I get enough yardage to get it past the sticks and pick up a first down? Instead, they go for the end zone and get it done with no margin for error. Remember, 4th down, they went for it.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Carolina offense making their way out. We take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that number 1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, this team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that number 1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through, and I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
This is going to be a Panthers first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line. The Panthers at 13-1 now on the year. And they've been flawless these last couple months, winners of 9 in a row.
And let's give them a ton of credit because in a league that's built on any given Sunday, any team can win. To run out this kind of a streak, this kind of a number, that's pretty darn impressive.
That'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down. Lawrence now to throw after that last run. Throw right side, going to be taken in by Henry. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down. It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on third down. Looking to throw, Lawrence. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Throwing now is Geno. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Well, this defense for the Panthers, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Now Geno on first down. Catch made by Slayton. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that will bring up second down. Smith throwing again. Pickens on the slant. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side, the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
Smith on first down. And this pass caught by Gray. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 19 yards that time for number 19. Off of play action. Here's Smith. Forced out to, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Daniil Hunter in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year. Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
On second down, Swift. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 45 yards rushing for him now to this point. 3rd and 3. A shotgun snap for Smith. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Packers with the football here to begin the second quarter as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Here's Swift. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Now whistles here, flag down. think one of the Packer linemen was moving. That one's on Quentin Nelson, the all-pro guard. Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal. One more time with Swift. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand. And that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
Butker's kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that one on target, and it adds to this first-half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Now Lawrence on 1st down. Steps away to his left. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down. Now Lawrence. And this is into the hands of Andrews downfield. A big play there for Carolina. 62 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. A handoff running left, Henry. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. Here's 3rd and 3. Now Lawrence. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Green Bay up to the task there in coverage and forcing a 4th down. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
They'll get neither the touchdown nor the 1st down. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. A chance to get some momentum here in the 2nd quarter, getting their first trip into the red zone, but unable to get it across.
And if I'm the head coach, sure, you feel some disappointment, maybe a little bit of deflation there because you didn't get it in, but I'm going straight to rah-rah mode. All right, guys, we didn't get it this time. It's only the 2nd quarter. We'll be back. Let's get it later on. I want to keep this team up. I want them to feel like they've let everyone down.
Positive.
Got to be positive in this situation. It's too early to think that you don't have a chance to win this game.
2nd down and 4. To throw is Smith. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
Now Smith. They had a reach for that one, but can't grab it. It's behind him, and it's incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this returnable for Hines. So possession goes over here on the punt, and it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. He'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry fighting through. And a good stiff arm there before he's brought down on a nice little gain. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Lawrence. Open man is Samuel, complete. First target, first catch, and a first down. Lawrence will throw. And he fires one incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
On the delay, here's Hines. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get him into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak.
The pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. They overload him that time on the safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. So on now is Johnny Hecker to punt this one away. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line. The Packers offense set to go. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a 1-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
Now whistles here, flag down. I think one of the Packer linemen was moving. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. A give to the fullback on the dive. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4. And they're going to have a 3rd down. Out of the gun, Smith. Throw out wide is incomplete.
Yeah, that's a nice job there defensively to blanket those receivers on 3rd down. And as a quarterback, all you can do is just lob one toward the bench. Not too close, mind you, and live to punt the football.
The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They begin with Henry. He'll get this up to about the 44.
Holding offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Here's Lawrence. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Not many boos just yet from this home crowd, but they may be starting soon as I'm starting to detect an uneasy murmur through this crowd. This offense, they've been lifeless in this 1st half. And now here's another punting situation and a 4th down.
Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. On 1st and 10, Smith. He finds Pickens over the middle. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll bring up second down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 28-yard line.
More the motion man. Swift going to try at the middle. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 67 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. The offense on third down, it's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Oh, and the hard count might have got him. This might be a first down. An encroachment penalty here, maybe just a mental lapse, partner.
Sometimes you have to just watch the football. Make sure it's snapped before you're jumping.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Swift. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
First down, and they go with Swift again. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing is Smith. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. And pressure coming, and they got it once again. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Hines now on the return. Now the offense for the Panthers here, getting the football back. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
He's got the hook up downfield to Samuel. Touchdown! Deebo Samuel, 67 yards. And the Panthers are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Well, they shine the spotlight on the former Georgia Bulldog, DeAndre Swift, who's set to begin this next drive. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I have no idea how many yards I have.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Smith, and that one going to come up short. Low throw.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming third down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of momentum. The other side is starting to gain.
And that's out to the flat for Swift. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. And Smith's throw complete into the hands of Schultz here. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. He'll get this off to Swift. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
So the hand got inside the face mask that time. Looked like a pretty easy call.
And it was, and we saw this in their loss last week. Penalties at inopportune times that led to their demise.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Smith. Catch is made. It's Schultz on the out route. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Butker's kick here is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we are at halftime here on Christmas Eve. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in everyone to this Christmas Eve edition of the EA Sports Halftime Report. So let's get to it. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Off the play fake, here's Lawrence. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. And they're right past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 16 more on that one and another first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open, just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Up the middle, here's Edwards. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down. This is 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels. You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And he is going to have Panthers first down. They needed 3. They got 6. Plenty enough for the conversion on 4th.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
With his size, it often takes more than one guy to get him down, but if you can at least slow him up and the reinforcements arrive, you have a chance to get him on the ground, and that they did that time for a loss.
We'll get this to Edwards out of the backfield. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 13-yard line. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
A first down carry for Henry, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Second and 10 at the Packers' 13-yard line.
Up the middle, it's Edwards. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
26-yard attempt.
Myers' kick is good. They cut the lead back down to 3 at 13-10. So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 88 yards on the ground here for Swift. He's got a first down as well.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Coming in to put a lick on it was Levante David. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Throwing now is Gino. Throw left side, taken in by Slayton. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And 3rd and 8 now. Back to throw, Smith. A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. 2 yards on the pickup there. And that'll bring up 4th down. And here's Ryan Wright now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. This is taken at about the 14. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives you're supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. I've been to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf, dude. That's bottom shelf material. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Henry up the middle. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now whistles. Flag down, and I believe one of the Panthers got moving early. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. Here's Lawrence to throw. incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. And it's taken in at the 9. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. Green Bay's offense ready to go again. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. He's got the connection to Moore. 7 yards there and a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
From the 34-yard line, here's a 2nd and 8. They go back to the ground, this time Swift. And he'll get this up to about the 40. 99 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. They'll try and run here with Swift. Well, he's going to be a yard short. Needed 2 more to go. 4th down.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
And here's Ryan Wright now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. This will be taken at the 10. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Now Lawrence on 1st down. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
Lawrence now to throw after that last run. Throw left side complete. That's Henry. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Panthers 1st down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
We're off to the 4th quarter here on Christmas Eve. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're up in Charlotte. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Running left, it's Henry. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a 1st down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because
for about 5, up close to the 40. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
what it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Short yardage field to the tune of a 1st down.
Yeah, he's going to be out of the bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers, and a 1st down here.
I do have to admit, I like it when it comes together. When the top part catching the football, right? Whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it.
And a camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. And he's taken down inside the 30. 10 more there and another first down.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for it.
There, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Touchdown, Panthers. Chris Godwin. Godwin, who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And no run back here for Slayton, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Now come the Packers for their next drive as we take a look at the playoff race in the NFC coming into the weekend. The pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the second half after a decent first half offensively. And they need their best drive of the game right here. Oh, good move. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now Smith. They'll find Swift out of the backfield. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. Now whistles here, flag down. I think one of the Packer linemen was moving. Now after the false start, they need 8 yards here on 3rd down. Now Gino. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, that's a defense coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
And here's Ryan Wright now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. They'll look to set up his blockers. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Panthers will take over now 1st and 10. The Carolina offense about ready to go. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at their 49.
Now Lawrence. A short throw caught by Andrews and tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. And this offense on 3rd down today, just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Panthers first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. Draw play. This is Henry. And shoving his way inside the 35. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
Now a handoff. Edwards. And he struggles to get a yard here. Maybe a yard. Down to the 31.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Godwin, the motion man. Running from the gun with Henry. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Again, it's Henry. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also...
And he's got his man. It's Samuel. Touchdown, Carolina. A great effort there with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Panthers extend their fourth quarter lead, and they are closing in now on a 14-win campaign. Now Myers for the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's Deebo Samuel who caps things with a touchdown reception. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And no run back here for Slayton, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. They try to run on first down, but this defense says no dice. They stop them a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. Here's one deep for Pickens. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Throwing on third down, Smith. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Geno now to throw. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby McCain. And the Panthers are going to take over at their own 41. Well, down 2 scores in the fourth quarter. It maybe wasn't quite desperation time, but it was getting close. And that interception there on the deep ball, that probably slams the door on their chances.
And maybe that was the thought process, that it wasn't quite desperation time. So now you take the shot before they're going to lay back any farther on defense. Go ahead and throw it downfield. Unfortunately, it didn't work.
Carolina getting set to take the field. They have to like the position that they are in. Fourth quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 40-yard line.
They'll try and choose some clock with Henry.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. And he fields it cleanly. The Packers ready to take over offensively. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. They're going to hurry back to the line now. On 2nd down, here's Smith. His throw incomplete.
I can hear the sigh of relief all the way up here. A dangerous throw, backed up in their own territory and throwing it out route, and it got jumped, and they were fortunate it was only batted down and not intercepted.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. Where will the pressure come from? 4th and 6 now. Here we go on 4th. Smith. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Reek Willen. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
The handoff running left, Henry. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So the Packers down by 2 touchdowns. 1:46 to go. They're going to need a Christmas miracle to pull this one out as they've got it 1st and 10. Here's Smith. Finding Schultz. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
A gain of 21 yards. First down, Green Bay.
Smith to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. Smith's going to throw it. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he'll get it near the 40 to the 39. No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
Lawrence to a knee, and that will write a finish to this one.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.
So for the Panthers, it's another win for them, and you wonder if they want a redo on that one loss as they sit now at 14-1. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, they hit double digits in losses as they fall to 5-10. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.